people argue and tell you that we don't really have a problem with smoking in this country because we regard it as an antisocial behavior. It's not something that is encouraged generally. So you wouldn't see people puffing away, say, at social gatherings or in restaurants. Surprisingly, in some clubs as well, you know, where you think you will find people smoking and puffing away where it will be allowed, they've also outlawed it. So do you really see the need for this bill?
Yes, there's so many things. That's just one of the various, that's just one. You see, there isn't any law that will get 100% support. You would see some, there isn't one single law. Even religious laws, you would see some who would say, no, I'm opposed to this, and you see some who would say, you know, I'm in support of this. But we need to understand, as far as I'm concerned, as an adult, you have the right to make, I mean, you have been blessed with the ability to make rational decisions. But how do we protect the young ones? And like I said, you find out that a large percentage of smokers, more than 80% of the smokers start smoking at a very early age. Think about it. How come suddenly we need to start to take our health or health matters or situations seriously, both the government and the citizen?
You know, we've always done that. But again, thinking of what happened 9 years ago when Senator Marmara came up with a bill like this, and now 9 years later you're also bringing up another bill, and two lawmakers from Lagos. So what's the difference between what the bill he got in 2004 and the bill that has got past the second reading coming from you?
Amazingly, Senator Marmara is also amazingly a member of the my party, and also I represent him. He's from my constituency. However, it was no agenda. What really happened here, like I said to you, is what he passed is not law yet, or what he proposed is not law yet. We passed it in the 6th Assembly, like I said. So how do you amend what is not law? We now had to come up, we had to start all over. For example, there are provisions that says that you can't sell tobacco to anybody under the age of 16. Are you telling me that the roadside, where do you buy cigarettes right now? You don't go to stores to buy cigarettes. 9 out of 10 times, you go to the street hawker, the street peddler to buy. Are you saying the street peddler will ID somebody who is under 18 before selling cigarettes to them?
So the focus of this particular bill is what? Because it seems to be protecting children. How do you intend to do that?
For example, the first that I had cited is it makes it illegal for you to hawk cigarettes on the street. Number 2, there will be designated, it will require licensing. Then you know you have something to lose when you offend the law. That's just one of those things. It also protects, for example, the employee. You see cases where in traffic you see a driver driving and you see the glass rolled up and somebody behind puffing away.
And that means the bill will ensure that you cannot smoke in public places.
In public places, it protects employees. It even will help to prevent counterfeiting and a host of other things.
Will there be an age limit to those who can purchase or smoke?
Most definitely. But like I said, for me, something that really got me going is the fact that we need to protect the young ones. And
I'm just going through it here, and I'm looking at a whole lot, especially that of 2004, and perhaps maybe you try to explain what you mean by where there's 4 here, which says the bill further prohibits the use of addictive ingredients in the production of tobacco.
Correct. For example, nicotine is the most addictive drug, we know that. And that's a major reason why quite a number of smokers want to smoke but can't quit smoking, or it's a serious challenge to their willpower. And we're saying it's being preemptive to say, you know what? Beyond this, you cannot, add any other kind of addictive ingredient to this product.
Do they even measure the addictive ingredient in every stick?
Beautiful. That's part of what this bill seeks to provide for. For example, quickly, the nation is a 70, from what I read the last time, it says we are a 70%, we have a 70% illiteracy rate. And now, it's written on the package currently that tobacco smoking is dangerous to health. Are you saying the bricklayer who is not able to read or write would be able to read tobacco smoking is dangerous to health? The answer is no. And that's why part of what this provides for is that besides writing that, you would give graphic images of what smoking tobacco can do to you. You would also write what the constituent of each stick in the pack is. It also will not allow for them to retail outside of the prepackaged.
Is anyone kicking against it in the house? Because, well, you said you once smoked good a thing, you left that habit. Just thinking aloud, perhaps there are some who still see some good in smoking. So how was it like in the house?
Amazingly, I would, to be candid, we took a chance when we came up with this. Knowing that there are adults who are the adults are members of the House of Reps, and they have the right to support or not to support, smoke or not to smoke. But I was so amazed by the fact that not a member was opposed to the bill when it came for.
Not even one?
Not one.
Are you getting pressure from the tobacco companies?
Well, I would be honest enough to say I really haven't gotten pressure from them. I'm just busy.
Are they aware of the bill, or they're just thinking that this might not be effective? Because we know in most places they employ lobbyists, people who will go and say, don't do it this way. You know, people who will pressure them into reducing, say, penalties or reducing the measures that you're about to put in place.
Well, what I'm aware of is that we had gotten indications, or there had been some signs saying that, listen, you know what, there's a bill coming up from the executive, there's a bill coming up from here and there. But we had gone 6-7 months into trying to put the bill together. Why? I haven't seen the bill coming from the executive. And even if the bill comes up now, there's the opportunity of a public hearing where you would bring your position. It will be harmonized, and we are able to come up with a very strong bill. And like I have said, the bill is not it's not prescriptive. The bill just seeks to control. It's a control bill, and I don't see what the problem is.
You also seek to regulate sponsorship, promotion, distribution, sale of designated areas of this product. So
correct. That's part of being it being a control bill. Yeah.
Well, is it a coincidence then that, I mean, we've been talking about, I think there was one in 2007, an executive bill
No.
for the assembly at the time, but we'll double check on that. But is it a coincidence then that ever since we haven't had an act on this matter?
Well, like I said, the National Assembly had played its part. The National Assembly, I think just before the end of the 6th Assembly, the National Assembly had passed, not just the House of Reps. We had passed an harmonized bill and had sent to the executive for his assent, so it becomes law. But unfortunately, it hasn't. And you think, wait a minute, 8 years down the line, after Nigeria had signified to the entire world saying, you know what, we want to do this, and this is happening. So for the bill to come up is not, I'm sure they would have had their reasons for it. But
do you see a problem with enforcement?
Really, I don't see a problem with enforcement, and that's why we're saying if we're able to this is